Hey team, Oska here. How's everyone doing? It feels like life has settled down a little bit. A couple of weeks back from being back in the US, finally on top of things, got through all the rain showings and my 2 feet are on the ground, so we actually recorded this on our proper recording day, which was Wednesday. I just wanted to check in, see how everyone was. May and June can be a little bit unmotivating. Maybe the weather's not great, it's a bit colder, dark at both ends of the day now, makes training a little bit hard, but hey, the work you put in over winter will help you flourish for the running in summer, so go get it. Enjoy the app. Hey, it's Oska from the Front Runner Colombo.
And Tom from the Front Runner Colombo.
And Anna from the Front Runner Colombo.
And you are listening to Run Spesh, our weekly running specialty podcast where we talk about all sorts of running related things in the hope that you think we're knowledgeable enough to buy shoes from us. The end. Goodbye. See you later.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Itchy veggies.
Well, apparently everyone doesn't want running talk, so.
Well, I mean, we'll get
Pretty
to there.
low on the calendar.
on the calendar? On the agenda.
On the agenda.
So there's two things. One is it's after 3 p.m. on a Wednesday. So we might be a little flat until we get into the groove.
I'm full of energy.
Tom's always operating at a level of energy.
It doesn't dip above or below.
Yeah, it just is.
Oh, just 70%, I reckon.
We should just rename
That's
kilojoules Tomajoules.
Jumble
Tomajoules.
It doesn't quite roll off the tongue.
No, it's quite a difficult thing. What else is like, you call it tower, like Tom Power?
Tomoa.
Is there a T alliteration for power? Like, is there a word we can use so you can be like Tommy Time, Tommy Taylor?
Turbo Watts.
Yes. Turbo Watts. Turbo Watts. Yes. Anyway, if you haven't listened to us before, we do eventually get around to talking about running, and we talk about some shoes and stuff and our training in the hope that we can keep you company for
You're running.
You're running.
Or
as we found out, the sadistic person that likes to listen to it in their car on the way to work. It was a nice lady on Saturday.
Yeah.
Recognised Anna's voice, but not her face, which is weird.
I had that last week actually as well. Just said, it's weird hearing you guys in the store. I was like, I mean, you probably hear us in the store before you hear us on the podcast. Yeah. Probably doing it the wrong way around here, buddy.
Mr. Worldwide.
Chicken in for the remix.
Yeah.
I might remix some Backstreet Boys later. I was feeling pretty good about myself.
Probably.
You've already done it today.
Do you know when I was in like year 4, maybe like 5 or 6, I did a dance number to Backstreet's Back with 5 girls for assembly.
Ultimate Riz.
I could imagine that, yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. I had like one of those like Hawaiian shirts on.
Classic.
I was on. I don't think anyone thought I was that cool.
You probably did, though.
I mean, I was. I think that for me was peak cool. Then I just became an uncool athlete that tried too hard. And then you go through that I tried too hard phase.
Yeah.
Do you know what else has to try really hard?
What?
Chickens to lay eggs. Do you know what would be really weird?
Where does this come from?
We've already talked about this on our podcast before.
No, wait. What if there was no shell on the egg?
It wouldn't work.
But what if you just had to squeeze the chicken into the pan?
Oh, nah. I don't even want to think of that, eh?
No, but that wouldn't work because like the egg is there for like the chicken to reproduce.
Yeah, what if?
So it can't, like a chick just can't come out of the pile of egg yolk.
But it could. Or if an infertile egg just dropped out.
Starts running
Yeah,
around.
exactly.
That would be strange.
A whole new meaning to the term a headless chicken.
Then there wouldn't be the issue of, what came first, the chicken or the egg.
It's a problem. I lose sleep.
I don't.
Tom's never thought about it.
I've never thought about that in my life.
He couldn't give less fucks. I don't know. I'll just be kind of weird if you just had like a chicken was just an egg delivery system.
Yeah.
You know?
That is an egg delivery.
But without the shell.
Okay. So, but you couldn't call it an egg though, because egg
wouldn't
comes
be an
from
egg.
the shape, yeah.
Does it? Or did the shape come?
The shape probably came from the egg, actually.
So anyway, Anna, how's your training?
Good. How's your training, Oska?
Pretty good. How's your training, Tom?
Not
Great.
good.
Well, no. Who wants to start?
Tom can go first.
I mean, I don't really have much to talk about.
Oh, you do. You
Tom can't handle a bike.
you nearly died.
Yeah, I did crash. To be fair, I've done pretty well.
Did you see the light?
I was seeing the light the whole time. I was conscious, I think.
Do you know what that means?
What? Yeah, I know. When you,
Okay.
Yes.
But I think the fact you think you were conscious, does that mean you weren't?
No, I can remember the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've just got a sore head. But I think more from the whiplash than anything.
Yeah, so what were you biking out? Where were you biking?
We were doing Gorges, which is like a pretty standard 4-hour loop for the guys here in Christchurch. And you just come back down Old West Coast Road, this is what makes the crash even stupider because it's like a dead straight road.
Yep.
It's like when you've been doing something cool.
It's like rolling your ankle in a run when you can see the car.
Yeah, pretty much. But I guess to my defense, it was quite windy. And we'd had all that rain, which I think had just ripped up some of the road. Like there was potholes everywhere, and down.
And we live in Christchurch.
Yeah, Old West Coast Road was horrible as well. Like the grass verge is very close to the white line, and of course you get impatient drivers that are just in a rush on a Sunday. So you're always trying to like go as close to the white line as possible. And yeah, I don't know. We were just riding along like in a group of 6 of us, and something on the white line, front wheel hit it, slipped a little bit, tried to correct it, and then was just running up against Mike Phillips' wheel for like 5 seconds before I was losing it at like 40 odd k an hour, and yep, hit the deck pretty hard, which was fun.
You've de-skinned yourself, eh?
Yeah, skinned the hip and knee's not too bad, but
Did you make holes in your clothing? Like clothing?
Everything's ripped, helmet cracked. Had my headphones in my back pocket, so they're broken as well. I was hoping my phone was going to break because I've like had this for a while, but it's fine.
It's a break.
Thing is bulletproof.
Yeah.
Bulletproof.
Yeah, so but the worst thing about it is like brand new cycle shoes that are like 2 weeks old. They got ripped up. All the stuff that I got from my birthday from my brothers was ripped off as well. But no, I was very lucky, to be fair. Like managed to come away with I haven't been seen by a doctor or anyone, but no broken bones, touch wood. Managed to like kind of curl up into a ball and just hit the deck and roll, which is what you're supposed to do when you crash, but most people try to put their arm down first to slow it down, and that's how you snap the old collarbone. So I got lucky, but
I don't know if it's lucky, bro.
yeah. No, well, there's a car like just behind us as well, and he like swerved me and everyone else because they were quite close to us when it happened. So that was very lucky. And then, yeah, unfortunately, we were still like 40k from home. So everyone else was like, "Oh, we'll just get on the bike and keep going." So I had to ride like 40k home. I didn't feel too bad when I was riding home. I was like, okay, yeah, the impact's pretty hard. But then the next day was pretty sore. Just everything's
Well, you have that adrenaline hit too, eh?
Yeah. And like we already had a sore knee, which just got a little bit worse. And
It was pretty low mood on Monday when Bailey was here with, because he
Yeah.
re-popped his shoulder out at the weekend. He was like lying down on the counter. Then Tom was like, "Oh, I feel like I've been hit by a truck."
yeah,
We were like Chloe's in a moonboot.
yeah, we're a crippled crew. at the
You
moment.
fell off, de-skinned a leg.
Yeah,
Bailey popped his shoulder out playing rugby.
yeah,
Like,
pretty broken.
yeah. It's
But yeah.
And then
unlucky.
and JC turned 72 on the weekend, and he had more energy than everyone else.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's had more energy than anyone else for the last 15 years I've
Yeah.
worked with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, in terms of training, nothing.
What about your knee chlamydia? How's that going?
It's just average still. I don't know. I'm hoping like low-key that maybe
knee
this time
clap.
off with the crash will make it feel a bit better. I'm just gonna keep talking.
Fuck, you are awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like, what are we like, nearly 50 episodes in? He didn't even blink.
Yeah. I just shut out the nonsense. Straight over the head.
Like the knee clap's good. Can
Can we rebrand the kneecap to knee clap?
I don't even know what's wrong with my knees, so you can't.
No, but did you feel like full clapified? But it sounds like a dating app.
Yeah, probably. It probably is.
Did we just create a new dating app?
And it's just for runners. The
Yeah.
knee flip.
The clapify. That's brilliant. Did the shockwave therapy from falling off the bike help the knee?
No.
No, so it's still sore.
Is the knee feeling better
No, I
because
haven't had
you're in
shockwave on
pain?
my knee.
No, I just remember falling off was like shockwave from
right,
hitting the
yeah.
ground.
No,
Or
I thought it might have.
The knee is the knee better because you're sore everywhere else, so it kind of equals it out.
No, it's still sore.
Okay.
Yeah, everything else just hurts as well.
At what point are you gonna? At what point are you gonna go and get it scanned or something?
Well, actually, I'm not going to say this on camera, but
Okay.
I now have a valid excuse to get ACC. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, you do.
Like, yeah.
ACC, if you're watching,
Yeah.
turn it off.
Well, I mean, I did crash
The
a
alternative
bike and
commentary.
land on my knee, so they can do what they want with that. But
I reckon we could do alternative commentary for athletics meets.
probably we might get athletics cancelled.
We could get Bailey and Sam to do it for the league.
Athletics can't be cancelled.
I mean, okay,
Yeah,
someone should.
they need something.
They need something. Oh, I heard they've got 200 people for Friday Night Lights though.
Yeah. Who was it? Oh, Logan was saying that they've got a lot more people than last year, so that's cool.
Cool. We need to do the vouchers.
Yeah.
We need to do the vouchers. So you can't swim because you're all cut up,
Yeah.
and you can't bike because
The bike's broken.
the bike's broke.
And I can't run because my knee, so.
But he's going to do Ironman Cairns.
No,
in 4
I'm not.
weeks.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
No, this is a serious question. Are you okay?
I'm sweet. Yeah, I mean, it happens, unfortunately.
Fuck.
Part of the risk.
Again, it's
you
just
know?
a 70% thing.
But
You know,
but you're like, bro. This is like a year ago. So, bro, I'm going to take up triathlon because I know that I'll always be able to swim and bike.
Yeah.
This is a genuine conversation we had.
That's all right. I'll swim on. I'll
Yeah,
swim
be
on
sweet.
Friday. So
Okay,
just-
so you had to have a
yeah.
week out the pool.
yeah,
Just mainly because
the cuts.
the
Yeah.
stuff you get in the cuts.
Yeah.
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 Like I'll put a second skin on. It should be fine.
Like just spray all the
The plaster. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like
Maybe you can wrap
good,
yourself
so.
a glad wrap.
Oh, that'd be bad.
The human
I don't
condom.
think it would do anything to me. Just fold off and a rip.
The
yeah.
bed wrap or the condom?
Yeah. Both.
Both.
Yeah. So training's pretty non-existent this week, unfortunately, but it's part of the game.
Have you enjoyed the rest?
Not really.
No.
No.
It's shit, isn't it?
Yeah. it
Everyone's like,
sucks.
rest more. You're like, mate, get fucked. I'm ADHD. I want to do shit.
Yeah. And all my training buddies are like, oh, you want to go for a ride today? I was like, "Fuck, don't
Yeah.
have a bike, brother. I can't swim right now.
Where's your bike broken?
I broke the shifters.
Oh, I was going to say, please say shaft.
No. So I can't, the gear shifters on the right side
Oh,
broke, so I can't use the.
That happened to Henry during a race, and they
Yeah.
didn't let him. It was like
Change.
the super sprint one. So like you had like a bit of time between each race, and they didn't let him swap out his bike, so he had to get a pebble to like try and like get in and change the gear, and then just raced on one gear the whole time.
Yeah. It's no fun.
Yeah.
So is the bike in with Scotty? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. But does he have to order a particular giant part that's going to take 3.5 years?
No, I think because the gearing components are all Shimano, so
Okay.
it's pretty.
Easily
it should be
accessible.
pretty easy. They might even have some there. It's just taking it apart and then putting it back together, and need to wait for the insurance.
Yeah,
payout
does
as
the
well.
insurance, well, how does that work?
They'll we've put a claim in.
Yeah.
They'll do like the cost assessment, like the damage assessment, and then they can send that to the insurance company.
Okay.
So then you should.
Oh, so they deal direct with the insurance company and then you just stay out of it. Just your claim number.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good system.
Yeah, so it's normally pretty good. Although the payment sometimes takes a while to come through, so you have to pay for it up front, but then
Yep.
it just comes through.
Reimburses.
Yeah, so it could be a lot. Like I was surprised the bike wasn't in half. To be fair, like just from the impact.
Oh, the snap you sent me looked nasty as fuck.
Yeah.
Nasty.
So take up cycling. It's
Um,
great fun.
yeah, no.
Yeah,
Wind trainer on my deck.
yeah. I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, did you just want to join Hayden in the crash department?" I was like, "Mate, my crash is nothing compared to Hayden's.
No.
Except his bike is absolutely fine, which is ridiculous."
Yeah, he got like a tiny scratch.
Sent me a
on his-
photo the
yeah.
other day, and it was like scraped his handlebar tape. So he literally took the brunt of a dump truck on his shoulder and like scraped it as he went past, which is ridiculous. But he's
Not the fun kind of dump truck.
Isn't technology crazy though? Because he had that like 3D X-ray thing.
Yeah,
You could see that was crazy on his Instagram.
massive punches in his scapula and ribs and stuff. But
We're going to try and get him on, aren't we, in the next 3 or 4 weeks?
yeah, time zones aren't great at the moment in Belgium. But I've seen he's actually pretty. I mean, it's Hayden. He's always enthusiastic, so he's keen to jump on and talk about it. But then he also wants to do like a road to recovery series on YouTube, which would be pretty cool, I think.
You got to make the best of the worst situation.
Yeah, he's always pretty good at doing that. So, I mean, he's super optimistic. Like the guy they saw in Belgium is apparently like top in the world for that kind of issue, that surgery. So, sounds like he was in the best care possible. He was only in there overnight, I think, and out the next day. So, he's always pretty optimistic too. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to back racing by the end of the year. Maybe, but you just never know how those things play out. So, yeah, it's part of the game, unfortunately. If it was a safe and non-painful sport, everyone would do it probably.
Yeah,
I don't like swimming.
Yeah.
No, swimming's fine. You can't really get hurt swimming.
But like I think about it, swimming and everyone's dead skin and like
Chlorine kills everything, mate.
including my soul.
Yeah.
But I can't even eat out of the same chip packet as my wife.
Okay, yeah, you wouldn't be good in the pool then.
Isn't that weird? Do you ever think like because you're sharing chips and someone's like, "Where's your hand been today, Tom?" Exactly.
Yeah.
So you just your hand goes in the bag. Yeah, there's no aeration.
Do you think about that though when you're at the supermarket and you buy apples and bananas and stuff?
100%. It
Do you
freaks
not
me out.
rinse them off?
Yeah, but like he's talking about chips and stuff which are inside a packet,
Yeah,
so you
true.
can't touch them.
Yeah, but if we're sharing a packet of chips and you put your hand in the bag
Yeah.
and you're feeling all the fucking chippies up, you know? Someone make that a meme. Who's watching it, feeling all the fucking chippies up. Someone's going to make that a meme. What is your favourite chippy flavour?
Ready salted.
Bacon barbecue.
Mate, that's a red flag. It's a beige flag. Have you heard about beige flags?
Yeah.
That's a beige flag.
It's beige flag. Well, it's just like the other flavours, they're good, but I feel like I get sick of the flavour after a few chips, but ready salted. Can't go wrong.
I quite like that proper crisps.
Marlborough sea salt.
No. The chive one. The sour cream and chives one. Whatever.
My mum just bought, like, when we were younger, it was her favourite flavour, sour cream and chives. So that was exclusively the chip flavour she bought, and now I can't have it. Like, I just ate it too much.
Isn't it? There's two weird things about that. One is, why is the major chip brand in New Zealand called Bluebird and has a penguin on? That's fucked. Who came up with that? And then, isn't it also weird that some chips have like a 4 health star rating, but if you buy a bottle of water, it's like 1? Have you ever looked at that? Because Katie really...
Or milk is like a 2 or 3 or something.
Yeah, because Katie really wanted a vanilla Coke Zero.
Yeah.
That is a 3.5 star health rating.
Yeah, because it doesn't have any sugar. But but you think
All
about
the
what all the other
preservatives.
stuff are doing, you know?
Is that... What are we doing? What are we up to?
All those star ratings, though, they're just whatever.
And Anna's going to try and be a star in Selwyn.
I wouldn't say a star. I'm just going to try and finish it.
I like how you were so like ready and rearing to go. Then we start talking about you. You're like,
Yeah, embarrassing.
no. So what are you up to?
So I signed up for Selwyn Half,
You did.
and so that's on the 1st of June. So I'll finish like my uni lectures like for good on the
2 weeks.
on the 30th of May, and then roll straight into the action in Selwyn. But I did a workout in the weekend, which was I did 3 times 3K with 1K float in the middle.
That's a big girl workout.
So I did the 3Ks at like, I don't want to say my pace.
No, I'd say it out loud. We just
Okay. I did it, the first one at 4:54.
Nice.
Then I did 4:55, then 4:54.
even.
Yeah.
Nice.
And my floats were at about 5:40s.
Cool.
And so because I actually did my best 10K time in the workout since I've been back into running.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Because I guess if I'm not racing, I seem to run faster.
Well, racing is also a break in training, so
Yeah, that's true.
and you have a little tendency to pile some pressure on yourself when
Yeah, I
when
do.
a gun goes.
Yeah.
So you're gonna run the half in Selwyn,
Half,
which is then King's birthday weekend.
King's birthday,
Just happens to be the same weekend that we take Nelson on.
So hop on a plane after that.
I like you. People can't see it, but in front of behind the camera is our little 31st, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th calendar for all the things that need to happen, and everyone's flying up and down and round and round. Sounds like a Barney the dinosaur intro, up and down and round and round.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm feeling like pretty good in my training. And Andy and I were talking about it the other day, and it definitely makes more sense in terms of the timing for me than Christchurch was going to. So it'll just be a good chance to have a bit of a hit out. I'll be interested to see what the forecast ends up looking like, because I think it's like I can't actually remember the start time. I think it's 9, quite leisurely. But being the 1st of June, last year I looked, it was pretty warm, like 18 degrees. But then when the Christchurch Marathon was that weekend, there were some notoriously bad days.
Tell me about it.
So
I ran almost every single one of them.
yeah. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
No, nice. I'm just chilling. Just vibing. I had 3 workouts last week.
Just getting back into it.
There was a kick in the guts. You know, so you run a marathon and then you flit around the world and you feel pretty good about yourself. And then you come back and you like hit your first workout. Fuck, that's humbling, eh? That is so humbling. So we recorded on Friday, didn't we? So I'd already talked about the Thursday work I did. And then the Saturday morning I did like 24 minutes worth of reps on the grass and spikes.
Oh, yeah. How'd they go?
It was amazing, but
Yeah.
fuck. And Matt was like, do not look at the pace.
Yeah.
You just can't. Because I got no power, I got no fitness, I got nothing going for me at all. But you do, because, you know, I'm me. And I was trying to keep things to a heart rate. So I'm trying to keep everything under what, in theoretical, sort of half marathon heart rate. So I'm not overdoing it. And I'm running like 3:18s on the grass at half marathon. I mean, I can run a half marathon like 3:01s is my PB, 3:02s. So I was like, man, I got a long way to go. But my ankle's not sore. And so I got through 24 minutes of, working a pair of spikes on soft ground, which I haven't been able to do in like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy with that.
It's a win.
If you haven't read my Walking Backwards blog, you should go to the website and read that, because it was good. I don't say so myself. And then yesterday I did some nostalgic Rapaki hill repeats.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so I did 6 by 4 minutes. And again, I was trying to keep my heart rate at sort of around that 170 to 172, 173, which is kind of, for me, threshold. And then I did 4 times 20-second all-out sprints on the top Summer Road with a full recovery. So I was like walking back as long as it took for my heart rate and my breathing to come all the way back down again. And by the third one, I was like, I'm back.
Yeah.
I've got some pop again. And today. And then I ran again last night, actually. So I doubled up yesterday, which I haven't been able to do for a while. So look out. Everyone born in the 2000s at cross country, I'm fucking coming for you, little bastards. I'm coming for you.
The whole field.
Yeah. Someone put something in our UC group chat around Friday Night Lights, and they were like, no one in the 90s has entered.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's only 6 of us.
Yeah.
Like 6 of us left or something. Yeah. I was like, there is not actually that many of us still floating around. So either that says we're stupid or longevity.
Yeah.
I'm not going to retire yet. I've thought about it.
Good.
I've thought about it. I've also thought about the poll results from last week. It was a bit of a cheeky poll. I don't know why I'm doing chicken arms. And
just stretching.
Just having a wee moment.
If anyone's looking on YouTube, I look real tiny because I'm leaning back. I look like a midget.
Oh yeah, holy shit! I just seen that.
You actually.
Do you know? There's some of the funny. I'm gonna get cancelled for this, but there's some of the funniest reels is when they throw a skewer or something. Like a little midget throws like a javelin, and then they like cut, and it's a skewer going into a pizza. Yeah, it's some of the funniest shit.
Shot put.
Yeah, it's so funny. No, I don't. I still look like a midget. Oh well. I am pretty small, to be fair.
Just because you're this much further back.
I'm bigger at Manus. So the poll results.
And the quads.
And the quads. Yeah. Quad squad. Actually, what did we decide today? We're boss. Broken, old and slow.
Yeah. You have to guess who it is.
Take a wild guess.
So, anyway.
Poll last week.
Poll was last week, so a bit of a cheeky one. What do you like about our podcast? The shoe chat, Tom's dating life, the training chat, or me trying to get cancelled? And honestly, it was a pretty even spread. I was me getting cancelled, but I think people just clicked that because they wanted to see if I had something that would get me cancelled. I'd say it.
Which there definitely is.
I'm not actively trying to get cancelled. I think I've toned it down. If you're one of the few people that I know have gone back to listen to episode 1, I'm way more behaved than I was in the first 10 episodes.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
That's true.
You should go back and listen to. No, actually, don't worry. Or you could go back and listen to the last one we recorded with Macca because adult toys stuff. That's all I'll say. It's like 20% shoe chat, 20% Tom's dating life, 25% training, and 35% me getting cancelled. Maybe that's because people don't like me. Maybe that can be this week's poll. Do you actually like me? Or do you want me to get cancelled so we can put someone else in the middle?
Do you really want to listen to Oska every week?
I mean, we are at 1,400 Spotify, so thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all. And if you haven't listened to last week, we answered a whole bunch of listener questions, but we didn't quite have enough time to get to everyone. And I thought we could have a little chat about, someone asked about shoes for plantar fasciitis.
Yeah.
The first thing I'll say is not a physio, not a podiatrist, not a doctor. Shoe people.
Just shoe people.
Shoe people. So plantar fasciitis is kind of agitation of the plantar fascia, which in the bottom of your foot connects at the heel and then kind of butterflies out to connect with the toes. Most of the time, people are complaining about a medial heel pain, I would say, that people would associate with plantar pain. The fasciitis is kind of weird. I'll let another podcast talk about that. The Doctors of Running guys have got some good episodes. But we're just going to call it general plantar pain. Why that might happen, could be an overstretch, could be overload, could be a change in surface you can't cope with. So say if all of a sudden you start walking every day in the sand and you're just not strong enough, could be an increased load in training, inappropriate footwear, could be an impact injury. What else am I missing? Something. I mean, most of the time it's an overuse. I feel like we for us in the shop when we, not saying generally, but for us it tends to be an overuse.
So people ramping up their training too quickly.
Yeah. And I think you got to remember too, like that lower posterior chain and stuff is taking 5 to 8 times your body weight every step. There's probably a risk in increased training load, but also a risk in increased speed as well. So if you're just starting to introduce faster running or whatever as well, then that can definitely lead to some plantar pain. Always, like if you're in pain, go and seek out professionals' help. So we've got some great physios, whether it's Emily or Caden or others. It's always good to get some advice. Shoes that can help. This is really hard to answer, right? And there's no, in my experience, there is no like simple answer.
It's not like a one size fits all.
No. However, I am willing to go on the record, and you guys correct me if you think I shouldn't go on the record saying this. We tend to find that some extra cushioning, as long as it doesn't create more instability. So we don't want to just jack you up off the ground day and then have like sort of more, like we want to say pronation because of the footwear being high and soft. So tends to be some extra cushioning, the impact, and then maybe a little rocker in the front of the shoe. So
and why does the rocker help?
Deloads the need for activity at the ankle.
Yep.
And obviously your plantar is attached at that heel.
Yeah.
So most of the time, other things, it would depend if it is actually plantar pain. I probably found that a decreased pitch helps more for that, but if it's more of the Achilles pulling, then you might want more pitch. That's hard to say without like sort of individual one-on-one contact. But yeah, little rocker, extra cushioning as long as it doesn't create instability. Not being strangled in the shoe, so a shoe with appropriate width and then appropriate stability for your foot function. Is that all sort of, any of you guys got anything to add?
No, touched on it all probably.
Touched like a, what's that song? touched by it. Don't
Are
worry.
there any shoes that you can think of that have those kind of features?
So Clifton kind of springs to mind. That's where I
Yep.
tend to start. I would say that most people notice a pretty instant relief. They put something like that on and they go, oh, that feels much better. And saying that, it depends what they're coming from.
Yeah.
So if they're already coming from good running footwear, running or walking footwear, they may not notice a dramatic impact. But if
Yep.
someone's coming from a work shoe or a casual shoe and they're using a running shoe as a crutch for the pain, then if you come from a pair of Vans, then yeah, a Hoga Clifton's going to make an instant like,
Speaking of, I saw a guy running in Air Forces the other day.
wow.
Yeah.
Credit to him.
Yeah.
Bro must have calves of steel.
Yeah.
It's got to hurt.
That's unreal. That's
Yeah.
yeah. So guide 17 or 18.
Up to 18, yep.
18 from Saucony's probably not another bad option. Could try Bondi. Could try Nimbus. Probably Nimbus. I'll be a little bit more careful about how much toe spring there is, so how quickly it pulls the toe up. We probably don't want to fling you off the front of a shoe. We want you to be able to roll off. I don't know how you. I don't know, Tommy, if you've got something to
No, I would agree.
add to that. I think the other thing Hoka has going for it at the moment in this regard is the sidewalls.
Yeah.
Like it gives you something to sit in. So yeah, maybe that might help some people. I think I've covered all my bases there. Someone will have something to add that I've forgotten and come at me on the YouTube comments, no doubt.
Strength
good.
training.
We encourage it.
Yeah, strength training. But then again, like
That's just
if you're in
generic.
pain, see a physio.
Yep.
We are so lucky in New Zealand.
Yep.
Because you can be like, I stepped on a rock funny and now my heel hurts, and you can pay $30 to see anyone you want.
Yeah.
Like it's
Just go do it. Don't put it on hold.
and I think my other thing about that is it is going to be. I feel like it's the most frustrating injury next to Achilles or maybe patella tendon, but because it takes so long to come right, you've got to be so patient and diligent, and it's very frustrating. So like, hang tough.
Yeah.
I think it can be 12 to 18 months for some people. Lack of blood flow.
Yeah.
But there was plenty of blood flow rocking around as we were fuming, looking at brands in the last. So
Segui.
a what?
A Segway.
A Segui?
Yeah, because that's how it's spelt. It's spelt like. Anyways, yeah.
Anyways.
Is it not spelled like it sounds?
It's not Segway. It's
Is
like,
it not?
No, it's like. I'm pretty
I'll pull
sure.
it up.
As long as you don't pull it out.
No, I'm just pulling it up. Sounds just as bad.
It does. Is it? Fuck.
Yeah, it's spelled Segue. Segway.
Segui.
Sounds like
Yeah,
the last
Segui.
name of a Barcelona football player.
Segui.
Segui. I'm not going to make that joke.
The Segway. A Segway spelled Segway is that like scooter thing.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Wow, out of car. I learned something new today. I'm very dyslexic, people, if you haven't noticed already. I use a lot of Grammarly. So does Tom, to be fair.
Yep.
I got that sorted out. We still need to make Spotify premium, though.
Oh god, yeah. All the ads.
Can we do that now?
Too much, yeah.
So we
Spotify,
spend...
if you want to sponsor this episode.
this episode. Use the code Run Spesh for 10% off your Spotify. So twice a year, we see all the brands,
Yeah.
which I'm going to go out and say is really fucking exhausting.
It is.
So
Sometimes.
I think it's exhausting because, kind of like we touched on it last week, you're trying to build a range of shoes. You're trying to pick the best ones from each brand. You're trying to build out a range from that brand. Because, and we'll talk about Nike in a minute, but talking to the guy from Nike, he's like, oh, like, how does it go in your shop? And I was like, well, we only get 2 shoes and they look stupid on the wall because you've only got
2 shoes.
2 shoes
yeah.
and that's not enough for people to like get excited about it or
Yeah.
whatever. So it just doesn't work, right? Like, and so you're thinking, a brand might have 1 or 2 good shoes and they're trying to pack it out. Like, you know, and we never buy anything that doesn't kind of have its place, but you're trying to kind of make it work.
It's a big puzzle to try and figure out what pieces you need from each brand without having too much crossover, but also giving people different options.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's that I find quite tiring because you're trying to remember what you've seen, remember what's coming, remember what you bought last time, and then kind of what are people going to like, which I think we've talked about before. But so last week we saw Hoka, Saucony, Asics, Salomon. Is that it?
Yeah, and on today.
And On today, and we see New Balance on Friday. And we sell Ultra.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yep.
Like you guys all went to some different and then the same. Like, what did you guys think? Be honest. only every brand rep's listening.
Yeah.
There was some brands where it kind of felt like they'd lost direction a wee bit of what you kind of think that the brand stands for.
It's a fair comment.
Yeah.
I liked Essex. They had a good range. Stuff was pretty simple. They've gone a bit out there with their blast range, but I think they just need a better person on the colours.
Yeah.
Simply put.
So if there's an ugly colour on the wall, it's not our fault.
Yeah. And don't come at us.
Yeah.
We don't have much choice.
Colours are interesting, eh? Like,
Yeah. There's a lot of purples in everyone's
And
range.
purple and yellow.
Purple and yellow
Yeah,
are
that's the colour
colours
of
that are
next
coming for next
season.
year. So
I don't know how I feel about it.
you heard it here first.
On did the best job of
Prepare.
the yellow
Yeah. I'd agree
and
with
just the
that.
colours in general, to be fair.
Yeah.
But what annoys me is we're in those meetings and we're talking about picking colours.
Yeah.
We're not even
talking about the shoes.
talking about the shoes. I get so frustrated.
Would you prefer if they only bought like 1 or 2 colours in of each product?
I think, again, like with On and Logan this morning, it's like, here's the marketing colour.
Mm-hmm.
Take it if you want it.
Mm.
And here's black and white.
Yeah.
And then here's a pop.
Yeah, and yeah.
And so you're like, and I, for one, that has to be easier to produce.
Yeah, it does.
And it's way easier to buy for.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, I'm going to take the marketing colour because I've got to be on global timelines,
Yeah.
particularly for us. And then you're like, then I'll take a black and white one 8 weeks later because black and white will always sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if the third colour is one that
Looks
80% of the room agrees on looks okay, well, then you take that and you got 2 months, 2 months and 2 months. And then the season's finished and you start again. When you fall into the situation, say with Hoka, they've got fucking 15 colours of Bondi
Yeah.
and they all suck. And they've got rid of black and white Bondis, but they've got black and white Cliff. And anyway, so the marketing colours aren't strong, like they're okay.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, do I need those? And you have to be on marketing timelines for new product, like new model number.
Yeah.
And then, but then for carryover product, that there's no model change and the marketing colors are kind of average to even like worried about it. And then she's like, then you end up with just triple black and black white where you can.
Yeah.
But I mean, my general honest feel is the brands are all too busy looking at each other and everyone's too scared to make a mistake and we're going nowhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities.
Would that be fair?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I think the two best ranges we've seen, and we haven't seen New Balance yet, but the best two ranges we saw in terms of a complete make sense was Brooks and On.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, Asics is always kind of going to make sense,
Yeah.
but they have a lot of shoes.
Yeah.
You could probably
Yeah.
trim the fat out and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, I feel like because it's if we as like people who understand quite a bit about the shoes find it confusing to see where a shoe fits in, the customer, when you pass on that rhetoric, that it's even more confusing for them because they're like, okay, but like these shoes feel pretty similar. Like there's a $10 price difference.
It's like putting candy on a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give too many options, it gets confusing.
Yeah.
But just have good options and something that everyone's going to buy it.
I don't know how do you felt when we saw Asics, but I kind of felt like that with the new Magic Speed
Yeah.
4, 5?
Yep.
5.
And then the Sonic, the what is it?
Sonic Blast.
Sonic Blast, fucking hell.
Yeah.
And you're like, they're for the same
Person.
is one better than the other? Probably not. By offering 2, you have to put 2 on the wall. Like you have to
Yeah.
because they have subtle differences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you didn't have one or the other, no one would ask.
No one would know.
Like it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
And it's that when I'm like mulling stuff over and you're like, okay, well maybe Magic Speed fits into the Legend product timeline and then the Sonic Blast fits into the Blast series timeline and like that you kind of, but I feel like with that product, you're just basically mudding the waters of both and you'll sell a little bit of something.
Yeah.
But not a lot of one thing.
One. Yeah.
And I don't know, the messaging is kind of,
And because it costs
kinda
quite
weird.
a lot to develop a product and market it and stuff like that on their end, you'd think that they'd want to refine it. like want to
yeah.
find their collection.
And sometimes I think we have to be reasonable with the fact that sometimes they put shoes in to test the market on what people kind of will buy. So
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just I was a little underwhelmed until we saw Brooks and I'm not saying that Brooks has all their shoes right and I still there's some that I'm just like, what are we doing here? What is the point?
Brooks, unfortunately, are in a tricky place with the pricing market.
They
Thanks to old DT, so that could be detrimental to their range.
Okay, so let's vote on this then. At a store level. If Brooks was not playing with their microphone, because that's annoying.
Slap on the wrist.
It's normally Tom playing with his knob. Not that anyone's playing with Tom's knob. That's weird. Most people not watching. If Brooks was $40 cheaper, so if they're, or even 20, if they're, say, if Glycerin matched up with Nimbus, Adrenaline matched up with 2000, like, would we sell more in New Zealand?
I think so.
Doesn't matter. I reckon that's a good question for a poll.
I think it does matter because for again it comes back to what the customer feels, and if the Nimbus is 310, maybe 320, and the Glycerin's 340, they're like, "What's that $20 getting me?"
And I think sometimes there's little things about the shoes, and you go, "This is more laterally stable. It's not so rocket, blah blah." You should buy this one, and we'll wear the $20 or whatever. I just think, I don't know. Their range makes the most sense. I think if there was no such thing as Glycerin Max, we probably wouldn't miss it, but we'll have it anyway. There's some other stuff. They had that other ones at launch 6, or what was the other little Hyperion?
Hyperion 3.
3.
Yep.
That has legs.
Yeah.
Excuse the pun.
Yeah.
If it was a different foam.
Yeah. Even as it is, though, I think it has a place.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. But I think if it had the gold.
The gold
foam, then it would go straight up against the shoe we're going to talk about a little bit later in a Nova Blast and stuff. So,
I did like from Saucony. I thought that the new ride and guide, I thought they were pretty good.
I'd agree with the ride. The guide,
I think it was a bit soft, maybe.
Soft.
But I don't know if we can say, but they're bringing the speeds back in the widths.
Yes, we can say that. Yeah, so there will be. So we're going to have Puma and Saucony in a wide. Wide plated.
Which is pretty cool.
I'm on a plate detox.
You are.
I've decided, for no reason with no science, that I'm a weak piece of shit.
And I need to get stronger.
And the carbon shoes are making me a weak piece of shit. So I've gone cold turkey. I will wear no plated product until September.
So
I'm going to go all of June, all of May, all of June, all of July, and all August. No plated product.
I'm doing the opposite. I'm doing everything in plated product.
Because this is fascinating, but for me, at a biomechanical level, but I felt like I was simply just going to put carbon on to stat pad my Strava. Because if you look at my week this week, it is ordinary.
Yeah.
Like if you look at my workouts and stuff, it's not flash.
Yeah.
So like if I put a pair of Magic Speeds on, say, or Meta Speeds, edges on, I reckon I could go out and run 315s for an hour any day, any fitness level. And like Strava goes, wow, that's amazing. Everyone's like, wow, you're so fast. Go you. Like, but it's the shoes. Like I'm I'm either at VO2 threshold or tempo. The world will never know, but the shoes will get me there.
Yeah.
And then so I feel like if I get out of that product and actually get some. So it's interesting. Matt, I don't know if he meant to. Sometimes he does. My coach Matt, he was like, it's all about conditioning.
Yeah.
And those big, fat, spongy, stiff shoes take away some conditioning.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like putting different stimulus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been running I did my hill reps in the $200 Puma Velocity. Fuck, that's humbling. It's a great shoe for $200, but you're not getting a lot out of it.
No.
And then I did my workout in spikes, and tomorrow I'm going to wear the Evo SL for my long run tempo.
Nice.
You have to work so much harder.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Your calves get tired a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Like your lower calf.
Like I've only run about 135k in 7 days, which might sound like a lot for some people, but it's like 30% less for me.
Yeah.
More even. And like, I'm fucked. I'm tired. Sorry, you two, by the way. I feel like I'm carrying you.
Yeah, but you were talking about your experience.
I'm just joshing. I'm just pulling you.
There's also you are getting back into it as well.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your body's not quite at the level
quite
where
yet.
it should be.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see once you put back on a pair of plated shoes come September.
I probably hurt my hamstring.
Yeah.
Well, in theory, you should be stronger in the place where it needs you to be stronger. So.
Yeah. Yep. And I have a new gym program, so I'm working with my gym guy again, and we're going to, because I feel like too, the plated shoes probably mask some of your weaknesses,
Yeah.
and then you don't think you need to train that stuff
Yeah.
as much. And so you're like, okay, if I just wear normal shoes for 2 weeks or 10, 12 days like I have, I know what's sore.
Yeah.
And the sore shit sure as hell the weak stuff.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, what do I need to get back on, and,
Okay.
and how do I
Yeah.
need to, like, I don't know. I'm not saying people should stop buying carbon shoes because that's how we pay our wages, but like
Having a variety of options in your
little detox.
in your wee shoe lineup.
And don't be scared to run slower.
Yeah.
Like my ego was bruised after the grass workout last Saturday. You're like,
Yeah.
I ran faster than this for 2 hours
Yeah.
at a 10 beats per less a minute.
Yeah.
And now I'm running 10 seconds a k slower, and my heart rate's at half marathon effort. Like, it's
Yeah.
that's
It is
crazy,
humbling.
right? It's
Yeah.
humbling. It's good.
But you got to win. You want to win race day, not training at the end of the day.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And so you have to.
Sometimes you got to put in the hard yakka.
And I reckon we all get comfortable doing what we do.
Yeah.
As well, you're like, oh, I'll put my shoes on and I'll just feel fast. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like an ego bump.
I mean, do it if you feel like you need it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you need to like. Feel
Tommy would
like-
do anything to do a run in a carbon right now.
Yeah, literally. Like, if you need the wee boost, then go for it.
Up on the whiteboard, we have Nike.
We do.
What's that about?
Well, okay. Well, what does Tom think about Nike?
What do I think about Nike?
Yeah.
Well, I think they should give us all their best shit.
What about as a brand?
Oh, I mean, I won't go into too much detail, but I mean, Nike's synonymous with running, right?
Yeah, it's got
kind
the
of
legacy.
the
doesn't
legacy
it?
brand with
Yeah.
running. They started the whole Bauman, and like Phil Knight made the first running shoe.
Mm.
So it is kind of like a historical running brand. But I mean, unfortunately, the last 2 years have kind of fallen off, honestly, like in terms of their overall training gear and stuff like that. Their racing stuff, I want to say, took a bit of a hit when everyone caught up because they were so far ahead initially. And then everyone's caught up and somewhat surpassed them a little bit. So now they're going back to the drawing board and trying different things, which could work. But yeah, I think just the brand Nike is synonymous with running. So it would be nice to have like a full range in the shop to kind of solidify, like Run specialty.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they're not gonna play ball with it,
No,
then it's like it's tough.
And so I ask you, Anna, what do you think Run specialty is? So if you were looking like before you started working here and the kind of the level of running that you were at, and then you obviously have the other world of kind of what Henry's doing in triathlon. Like, what do you think Run specialty is?
Well, I feel like it's just like the pinnacle product from all the brands
In one place.
in one place. And I think that because we've got I was helping a lady the other day get race shoes and she's like, wow, you have everything but Nike. Yeah, like those exact words came out of her mouth. And I was like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I think that a lot of the other brands make awesome product and that's why we have it. And I just think that it would be cool to have that last piece of the puzzle, I think, to really like solidify the brand that we have as well as the Run specialty
I feel like
thing that we've kind of become
It
synonymous
does elevate
with.
the image.
Yeah.
I think.
I feel
for
like
everyone.
I feel like we've made a 2,500 piece puzzle
Yeah.
But we've all only got 2,499 pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 90, how many SKUs would it be? Yeah.
And it's the last corner piece.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it's
And,
It's the last
and if
Infinity
you,
Stone.
And if you put in the last corner piece, then it'll go. Phew.
yeah, like a cool Power Rangers movie.
Yeah.
Click the fingers
and-
and we're away.
Yeah.
And it's not because I want to sell more shoes. Like it's not
No.
about that. That's the byproduct of trying to do a good job. It's that we try to do everything with authenticity. And when someone asks me, is this the best racing shoe for me?
You want to have all of them.
I want to
Yeah.
have all of them.
Yeah. Exactly.
That means something to me. And we're missing two.
And as a customer, it's like if we have all the product, then they've tried all the options, and then it's like, well,
In
okay,
saying that, do you reckon Nike need to get rid of their elite stuff out of their commercial stores?
Oh, I'm not getting in that debate. That'll get me cancelled for sure.
Yeah, true.
No, I believe
They need protected products.
Yeah,
I think they do.
Like and I get that they have like an image and they have brand values
Yeah.
and they're global, which is a lot different to like New Zealand with 500,000 people in Christchurch. Like it's so different. And I mean, this is all kind of come about because I had that great time with the guy who owns the running company Adelaide, and then the guy that owns Up Their Athletics in Melbourne. And they said that they had been talking to Nike in Australia and saying, hey, we need some run specialty partners in New Zealand. And I was like, hey man, I'm open to have a conversation. They've given my numbers to the Nike guy, and we've had a chat. But the hard part is like optically, because Frontrunner has got so many different kind of styles of like stuff that we do optically for them, they kind of it's hard to view us as like just us.
we need to start a petition.
And so I mean, I don't know. Nike never going to listen to this, but they might. I don't know. Maybe I'll make the title of the Nike debate. I feel like their customer misses out.
Yeah.
By not being in our shop. Like, and I mean, we were with On today, and they've got a program that allows us to elevate a product because of what we do.
Yeah.
And then other stores in the franchise can have some slightly lower product, but it still all works, right?
Yeah.
Puma do the same thing.
Yeah.
We're Fast Start, everyone else DC1.
Yeah.
It's so simple, and it's a conversation to have.
Yeah.
Like, but I guess for the people out there, like listening, you know, do they
Do you
want
want it?
us
Yeah.
to? Because you know, do they want us to have Nike product?
Yeah.
Do they see value in that? So that's going to be our podcast poll for the week.
Yeah.
I'll try and word it in a way that's like, you know, not
Yeah.
that, but I mean, I was really excited to have the phone call
Yeah.
because for me, it, like you said,
Yeah.
it's like that last
Piece of
little
the puzzle.
Yeah.
Jumanji
Yeah.
moment. That's a good movie, isn't it?
It is good.
I haven't watched it.
Anna Gibbs.
Jeepers.
Now people are going to be able to stalk my Instagram.
Oh. I think if people wanted to find you, they
Yeah.
probably could.
I'm not that hidden.
Can't you like take a photo now and just AI it and then
You can add me on LinkedIn though. Always looking for more connections.
this quickly,
Just plug in.
this quickly became an ad for Anna's career.
If anyone's offering me $1 million a year, I'll take it. No, just joking.
I mean, I can't match that, so go
Yeah.
for it. No, so I think Nike's it's a good conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I know that people are frustrated they can't buy it here.
Yep.
Like not here as in our store, but here as in New Zealand property. So we can also offer overnight shipping, which JD Sports couldn't.
Yeah.
On the pair of Adizero
Evo SLs.
Evo SL. It took 10 days. Fair enough. Whatever. I'm not complaining. I am complaining. But I do it as a marketing experiment, or as not a marketing experiment, as a market experiment, as I often order stuff from brands
And see how long it takes.
and see how long it takes. And then how it, like, what packaging it arrives in.
Yeah.
And if it has, like, cute little letters that say, thank you very much. I love you. Enjoy your running.
Thanks for your purchase.
Yeah. And all that other kind of stuff. This took 11 days and came in a grey bag. So
Not great.
probably not amazing.
But
Anyway, not bagging on JD Sports. They're just opened one here in Christchurch.
yeah,
Yeah. Have you been in?
Nope.
Been in? Have you been in?
I haven't been in, but I've heard some stuff about it.
We won't bag on it.
Yeah.
Um,
But it is cool to have more stuff in Christchurch
100%.
town.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll never move back in there. Anyway, sorry, Annabelle, if you're listening. I'll never move back into town. So we were kind of excited about this. We have some arriving next week.
Yep.
So it'll be about 7 or 8 days after this podcast goes live tomorrow, which will be Thursday. What should I say first?
What is it?
This is this new category that we've been
which was very excited about.
yarning about
Yeah.
because it's sort of that, like, I'm going to call it medium stack now. Like, it's not low and it's not super. It's sort of medium stack, like more resilient, fun foam, non-plated, sort of flexi-ish 4-foot type shoe made for everyday training.
You know what it is?
What?
It's coming back to old school flats
100%.
with better foam.
I'm here for it. I was just about to say that. I was like, this category reminds me of like Asics DS Trainer, Nike Luna.
Flow.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
Yeah. They were great.
and you could do whatever you wanted in it. Like, it was enough, and this is more cushioning than we ever had in a DS Trainer or a Lunalon, Luna Fly Knit, whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's a firmer version of the Lightstrike Pro.
Yeah.
We were kind of led to believe that it was the same Lightstrike Pro as Pro 3.
It's not.
It's not. It's definitely sort of a bouncier. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's
nice.
more elastic. It's very comfortable.
Yeah.
And it's so simple. It's this on the same cut geometry as the Evo.
Yeah.
So and again, I go back to this. I kind of preached it, right? Like, have a really nice midsole material.
Yeah.
And cut it in a thoughtful pattern that supports the foot.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need fucking stupid cutouts and branding stuff and marketers getting hold of it and cutting like the dumb little clip back of the on stuff. It's just whatever.
Some interesting stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, amazing outsole. So I ran an hour this morning in it, and there's like wet grass, wet tar seal, a little bit of gravel, and I didn't slip at all, which I'm super surprised at.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So it must be like a wet stick kind of one-piece outsole. It's got two little pieces in the back, sort of lateral medial heel. I'd say the bevel, so the sort of the shaping in the back of the heel as you kind of got is not as aggressive as like the primer or the ride or whatever. So it's kind of gentle. It's reasonably flexible, but still has a little bit of toe spring in the forefoot. So you do, if you're up there, like up on the midfoot, forefoot, you do feel like a little bit of kind of whoop off the front. It's
little something.
It's not as flexible as the Mizuno Neo Zen, but it's more flexible than the Nova Blast 5 from Asics.
Yeah.
I find that quite stiff, actually.
Yeah.
The Nova Blast. So it's kind of, I'd say it's in the middle of the kind of forefoot flexibility. My only, I guess, and we talked about it last night, we were talking, it has quite an aggressive, like what I call lateral flaring. So it kind of comes out sort of behind the little toe, and it does flare out quite a bit. What that can do is if you kind of land out there and then you have a little tendency for a pronation movement that you can't control so well, is it can actually flick you over there. It doesn't have a lot on that sort of medial side behind the first metatarsal, and I'm getting too technical for the podcast, I'm sorry. I'm trying to prove everyone I'm smart. Is that you could collapse in that arch area. So
yeah, because it is cut out.
It is
right, kind of. Where if you were heading that direction, you kind of need something to be.
Yeah, and the flaring on the lateral side kind of flings you there. So I think you have to have a pretty good foot.
Yeah.
And you probably don't. It's probably like an hour and a half, up to an hour and a half shoe. I don't know if you've got another opinion on that, you guys, but
I'd say that's pretty accurate.
I'm pretty excited to give a go.
Yeah.
Here a go.
It is probably one of the nicest fitting Adidas shoes I've ever put on. It almost reminds me of that kind of original, the kind of the upper feel of some of the original Adidas old school racing boost flats. You put it on and you go, geez, it's generous in all the right places. It's got a really comfortable heel collar. Yeah. I think it's 6mm pitch, roughly 7mm pitch.
Yeah, it was different on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roughly 220 grams for a men's size US 9. We've got like 3 or 4 colours coming.
No.
Unfortunately, and I know that sometimes the Adidas girls listen, Adidas ladies listen. Unfortunately, it's very difficult with some of this product to get it on global timelines.
Yeah.
We're working really hard with them to get product in New Zealand on time so that when the world goes, because I know we get messages all the time, right?
Yeah.
People are frustrated, but we get messages all the time about it. So
Yeah, we're trying.
we are trying.
Yeah.
And I think probably,
It's hopefully going to get a bit like that. Yeah, a lot of the brands are working hard to reduce that time lag that naturally just comes from being in the bottom of the world.
Yeah, and because they have to go through Australia, so not to bore everybody, but
Logistics.
You might go like Vietnam or China into Melbourne, unpack it, repack it, and then put it on another boat, Melbourne to Auckland, and then unpack it, and then put it on a truck, and then put it on a ferry, and then put it on another truck, and then drop it to us.
Yeah.
And then if the ferries aren't running, then
So it's a bit of a pain, but luckily we've got someone that's just finishing a logistics degree.
doing some stuff in logistics.
Supply chain.
Yes, I'm doing supply chain management this semester.
So
It's mainly economics and finance. Though, but
it's the same. You're just
Same thing.
moving things around.
yeah,
Just like
getting rich and all that.
Just like my accountant just moves stuff around.
Try and make sense of things.
So no, it's going to retail for 260.
Yep.
That's bloody good value.
Yeah, it is.
So what are we calling it? Lightweight daily trainer. Made for the road, a little bit bouncy, a little bit rolly, jack of all trades, up to 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Probably have to have a good foot.
And we're going to see its competitor on Friday, hopefully.
In the Rebel V5.
Yeah.
Now, if anyone's still listening by now and likes New Balance product, we have a pre-heat release.
Yeah.
6th of June.
Can I just backtrack that? This heat word.
Preheat. Are they using that?
They're using they
What
use
about
the word
sizzle?
sizzle.
Oh, Jesus.
Like heat to me is like a dog on heat. Like every time a brand's like our brand's
heat.
got heat. I'm like, what?
I heard
What's
you
coming?
saying that to Logan this morning. I was just like, let's just move on. From
What the shoe's ready to mate?
They had sizzle package, didn't they?
Yeah,
The sizzle range.
I kept on thinking about Mitre 10.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Sizzle range.
I
Sausage
actually
sizzle.
really wanted a sausage sizzle.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you an onions or no onions?
Onions for
Onions.
sure.
Mustard
sure.
or tomato?
Tomato, fuck mustard.
Yeah. Ain't the mustard, eh?
Yeah.
Just tomatoes and
Wow,
onions.
that's the most passionate I've ever seen Anna. Like fucking absolutely not to mustard. Okay, here's a podcast poll. What are you having on your sangers?
Yeah, true. Might have to do
Tomato or
too.
barbecue sauce? We don't need real answer.
Barbecue
Not
sauce is not a sauce. What? Barbecue sauce is an abomination.
I wouldn't put.
Barbecue sauce is awesome.
The only thing I'd have barbecue sauce with, beef brisket.
Yeah, that's kind of
I
posh.
think it's great.
Posh.
No, I'm tomato sauce all the way.
But
What about aioli on your sausage?
I got no comment. I'm not even
Let's move on.
I'm not even entertaining putting white stuff on a sausage wrapped in bread.
Yeah, okay.
Tom,
Anyway, it's a great show and it's coming next week.
it is coming next week. And
Hopefully next week.
Hopefully next week. We also have the first strike off. So for those watching on YouTube,
Oh, yeah. I'm glad.
I'll put a photo up in the thing, but we have our strike off of the embroidery for the autumn grind.
Yeah, you're not seeing that.
Well, maybe it's going to be blown up. I'll put I say every week that I'll edit it and I'll put like clips and stuff in. I never do.
God, no.
I can't be bothered. So yeah, that's looking good, and the medals have been ordered for that. And so
They look fucking cool.
they do look really, really
Sorry.
cool.
I should-
Yeah, you can swear what you
Okay.
want. I mean, I'm here for swearing. And so we're halfway through May now.
Yeah.
So autumn grind's going. These guys are going well. They're doing some grinding, a little bit of wet grinding actually. It's been a
Will
bit-
we do an autumn grind update next week?
Yeah, we'll see because not everyone's uploaded the stuff this week.
Yep.
Grr. But we'll do a bit of an update for them.
Yep.
How they're going next week. But we do have a date confirmed for the grind party, which is going to be the second Tuesday of June.
I've got an exam that day.
Because the week before, Anna, myself, and Andy, and
Nelson.
others are in Nelson, and because the medals are so intricate, they're not going to be ready until the 5th or 6th of June. So
If I'm really depressed that afternoon, it's because my exam went badly.
okay.
No.
So everyone, if you come into the grind party, you got to make Anna feel good about herself.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the 10th of June. We're going to have that grind party, which will be open to everybody. The people who signed up for grind will obviously come for free. If you didn't sign up to grind, but you still want to come to like a mid-year run club party, we'll have pizza and ice cream and other stuff. So I'm going to lump that on Tom's to-do list because he'll be here.
I will.
Getting it ready. Not going to Ken's.
Nope.
No.
Unfortunately.
So you can come and catch up. And also on Tom's to-do list that he doesn't know about yet is Global Running Day.
When is that?
That's the 4th of June, which is a Wednesday. So we are organising at the moment a Global Running Day run, which looks like it'll be 6 p.m. in Hagley from the shop on the Wednesday. We'll just work through what that kind of looks like.
Yep. And it will be Tom, Sam, Pip running and Ben running it down here.
Yeah. And then we might try and have one happening at the same time in Nelson.
Yep.
Depending on how organised we
how it
feel.
goes.
So we haven't done something for Global Running Day before.
No. Cool.
But I think we'll do something. My idea was, and open to feedback in the comments section, is to try and get as many brands as we can with their demo fleets down and have a friendly running day where we weren't competing with each other. We were just trying the stuff that everyone wants to try and come hang out. And if not, well, whatever, that's cool too.
Yeah.
What else we got, team? What else we got?
My tummy's rumbling.
Your tummy's rumbling?
Food time.
Food time.
Nothing's good. Polar week. Should we get Nike racing in?
And what do you want on your Sanger?
Yep.
We can have 2.
2 bowls.
What sauce do you put on your Nike shoes?
None. Leave them how it is.
Is that a better term than heat? Nike's got sauce.
Nike's got sauce. That feels very like
What flames are coming?
80s.
Whopper.
Whopper.
Whopper burger.
Oh no.
Get a
Nike's
Whopper.
got Whopper.
Whopper heat coming.
Nike's got a whopping big ass.
They're just not going to give us any product now.
He's laughing.
Yeah.
But their brand campaigns are always a bit edgy.
Yeah, something like that. Pumas was not edgy. It was great, actually.
Okay, well, anyways, guys,
Can I get
go you
home?
running.
And it's
Are you ready?
switched out. Tom left the group chat 25 minutes ago.
I'm still here.
I'm here.
The energy's somehow dropped from 70 to 30.
No, we're good.
I'm just staying at 70, sorry.
I don't think I've got anything else to add. No, nothing. See you
No.
next week.
Boy.
Enjoy your training.
Nailed it.